Hey everyone, Richard Robbins here. Well, the numbers are in for the Toronto Real Estate Board for the month of February. Obviously, we're now in March. Now, we're 2 months through the year. Hard to believe, isn't it? So what's going on in the real estate market? Let me show you. I got some really cool numbers that I want to share with you that I think will be valuable for you when you're out there every day buying and selling and helping people buy and sell real estate. Now, at the very end, I'm going to do across Canada, months of inventory, so you can see what's going on in markets right across Canada, and you can see how good your market is. So here's what I've done. I've taken December, January, February, the last 3 months, and I've given you the sales, the active listings, the months of inventory, and the average price in days on market. So let's have a look at what's happening. December of 2018, 3,781 sales. We went up by 6% in January. Pretty normal, right? January is usually better than December. And of course, February, generally, the sales are starting to pick up as well. Now, in all fairness, this is a nice number because the weather was very difficult in February. And I think it was probably tough to get people out looking at homes. But you can see our sales were up, over the month before of 25.3%. Very nice number here. What happened with active listings? Well, we had 11,431, went to 11,962, up by almost 5%. But then we went up by 11% to just over 13,000. But here's what's interesting. If you look at this, our sales were up by 25% and our active listings were up by only 11%. So what does that mean? That means your months of inventory is going to drop, isn't it? And your months of inventory determines the strength of your market, right? 4 to 6 balance, above 6 you got a buyer's market, below 4 you're going to have more of a seller's market. So you can see we had 3 months of inventory, 3 months of inventory, which is a very strong market. And then we went down to 2.6 because active listings percentage-wise did not go up as much as sales went up. What happened to your average price? 750, 748, 780. So substantially higher. It was up by 4.3%. Your days in the market, 31, 33, 25. So in other words, if we look at this, I think this is very normal, but this turned out to be a very decent month, especially based on the weather that you were dealing with. Now, historically speaking, let's look at sales. Let's look at active listings for the last 5 years. You can see we did 6,294 in 2015, went up by 20%, in 2016, by another 4.9% in 2017. And then as you probably already know, obviously our sales dropped off substantially down to 5,148, down by 35%. We had foreign buyer tax, obviously affected that. We had mortgage rates going up. And then, of course, last January we had the stress testing. And you can see we were down by 2.4% over the same month last year. Active listings, you can see, obviously, we're going down. And then they went up pretty substantially, almost the same amount here. Look at this. 35 sales were off, 36 active listings went up. And then you can see our listings here almost the same as what we had at the same period last year, because actually we end up with the same months of inventory. Do you see? So again, you look at months of inventory, hot market, unbelievably hot market, even more than unbelievably hot market, insane, right? And then all of a sudden 2.6, 2.6, still a very, very, very strong market. This market here was out of control. So I know the market's not what it was, but I guarantee it's still pretty good. Your problem right now is inventory. You'd probably be able to sell more homes if you could find more inventory. Average price, look at this. 596, 686, look at 876, went up by 27% in 2017. Crazy number, right? Of course, then went down by 12 and then went up by almost 2% over the same period last year. So here's something interesting. This is your micro market breakdown of the sales that took place in the different property types. Detached, semi-detached, condo townhouse, attached and row, and condo apartments. So if you look here, you can see detached, 2,171. That was obviously the lion's share of the sales. Then we can see semi-detached, 456 units, 340, 453, and then condos was the second most that took place at 1,536. So I thought that would be interesting for you to see, what's actually the sales in detached, the sales in condos are relatively large. Months of inventory breakdown. Detached properties, you have 3.6 months. You look at semi-detached, 1.5, condo apartments, 2.1, attached 2.2, okay? I should say condo townhouses, condo apartments 1.8. So you can see what's going on here. this here is your very, very strong market. Low inventory, a lot of people looking to buy. Why? More affordable, obviously, than this. So this is where a lot of your first-time buyers are getting in. A lot of us, we got the baby boomers that are moving down as well. That's sort of happening a little bit. Okay, look at your average price. Detached is $980. Okay, semi-detached, $832. Condo townhouses, $571. Attached, $684. Condo apartments, $562. Now, here's what's interesting. This is 416 versus 905, okay? So we got 416 here and we got 905. These are unit sales. Think about it. The 416, you only had 470 detached properties sell. However, 1,701 took place in the 905. Now again, probably a little more affordable here. But we go down here to condo apartments. Look at, you had 1,064 condo apartments and 472 in the 905. So you can see people are looking for detached in the 905 more so than the condo apartments. But because of affordability and because of space, obviously they're building vertical instead of horizontal downtown Toronto, right? So you can see what's going on. So I found that very interesting as well, the breakdown of what is actually selling in those marketplaces. Here's your months of inventory. If you look at the 416 and detached, you got 3.2. A little higher in the 905, right? 416, semi-detached, you only got 1.1 months of inventory, 1.7 905, 2.3 in townhouses, 2.1 in the 905, okay? And then 416, 1.7, very little inventory in the 416, and 2.1 here in the 905. Now, this is interesting. And I haven't done this before, but I did this because I think it helps you gain perspective in what is happening throughout Canada. So this is your months of inventory. Now I know you get sick of me talking about months of inventory, but months of inventory determines the strength of your market. It determines if prices are going up, if prices are going down. Buyer's market, seller's market. Toronto is in a very, very healthy market. Look at this. We look at Vancouver, they got 7.8 months of inventory. You can see their average price, still the highest in Canada. Edmonton has 7.5 months of inventory. Average price, $354. Calgary has 6 months of inventory. Average price, $461. Toronto, 2.6. Look at this compared to everybody else, okay, in some of the other major markets in Canada. Your average price is $780. You know, Ottawa, I couldn't get that number at the time of recording, but your average price was $466. Ottawa is probably bouncing right around here. Ottawa might even be stronger than Toronto. I'm going to suspect it actually is. Montreal's got 5.1 months of inventory, and as of recording, I couldn't get that for the month of February. So anyway, you can see what's going on. So if you're working in the Toronto market, you need to be very, very, very thankful because you're in a great real estate market. It's not what it was a couple years ago, nor is it going to be what it was a couple years ago this year. But I think what you're going to see, sales will continue to increase. There's no question you have an inventory shortage right now. So my suggestion to you as a real estate sales professional, get your hand on listings. Look for listings, look for listings, look for listings, look for listings. I would focus all your attention in trying to get listings because when you start to get listings, you're going to start to have sales. And by the way, you're going to find buyers when you're looking for listings. So I would put all of your focus and get out there every day and try to find some great inventory because that's going to turn into a sale. And remember, it's a beautiful life, everybody. Make it count.